So this is RhythmoMaker, a software I am developing that allows music teachers to create rhythmograms, an example of which I have here on screen. I'm going to play it just to show what this actually is. Okay, so this is an example, very short one. This, I will put it out there right now. It's a very strange way of writing this particular piece of music. However, I just wanted to show the repetitions. Anyway, so this is an example, and in this video I'm going to make this from scratch using RhythmoMaker. As you could see, a rhythmogram is sort of a virtual score that allows, that highlights the different figures, rhythmic figures, in sync with the music that is playing in the background. This is great for students, especially younger students, to help them follow along the music that they are hearing. So I'm gonna close this, and we have here a folder with the different versions. We will be focusing on the latest one, which is 0.2.1. This was the one I was using. I'm going to delete it because the download will send this to the computer. So all that one has to do is extract it, and this is what we are greeted to. We have the executable there, which is what actually runs the application, and the PCK file that we will leave alone. I mean, it has to stay together with this. So I'm going to click on that, and right away you can see that it created two different files, audio and projects. Projects will also leave alone. It's going to be the folder that RhythmoMaker will use to save projects and load projects, and in the file type that it understands. Audio, though, is quite important because here is where the user puts the music that we want to make the rhythmogram to. I think that I had it near at some point. Apparently I don't. I'll just load something very close. Yeah, right here. Okay. So all we have to do before starting the actually working on our rhythmogram is click on audio and put music that we want to make the rhythmogram to. So in this example, I'm going to use a transcription that I wrote and played on the piano, at least the introduction. Transcription is from a Ala dos Namorados song called Ao Sul. So now we can open this and work inside the software the entire time. We're going to create a new one, and right away, the first thing that I must say is this is all in Portuguese. As you can see, it's in the roadmap. Probably one of the first items is to be able to translate it in English. However, most of the software works with symbols, except the settings. So I think it won't be a very big problem for now. So we have here new project, and the first one says number of measures. I'm going to write 7, which is the number that I need for this particular rhythmogram, and I'm going to write 3 in the beats per measure. So this means that the piece is going to be in 3/4 time signature. So 3 beats per measure. Right now only supports simple time signatures. Click create, and now we are greeted to the editor. We can talk a little bit about this going on up here first. These arrows change the page, so we are on the first page right now, as you can see here, 1 of 2. If we click here, we move to 2 of 2. Since it has 7 bars, it's 4 here and 3 there. Then we have the delete button, which I will use in a second. And here we have the editors, the different types of things that you can place on the score right here. The first one are the notes and rests. We have all the different rhythmic figures that we can place, and to place them we just have to select the measure and then place the figures like this. The software detects automatically how many should be inside of the measure. Since we chose 3 beats per measure, that's what it detects. So if we click on 8 notes, it connects automatically. And I can just quickly finish to have a very similar rhythmogram that I had in the very beginning. We can use the dot to add half the value of this, just like regular notation. And then finally, we'll complete the rhythmogram. Okay, so these are the notes. I do not have rests right now. I can actually do that just to show both the deleting. So to delete a figure, all we do is select the measure and it will delete the last figure input in that measure. So if I click, for example, here, it deletes the last one and we can add right there. If I delete this one, it deletes that, and I can, for example, place this and then show the rests. So we have all of these. I can input any that I want. I right now want 2 beats, so I put there. So this is figures. Moving on to bar lines, I decided to leave this as is. We have all the possible bar lines here. These are the most common ones right here. I'm gonna finish with the end bar line. I could put any I wanted, as you can see, even delete this, but I'm gonna place this. And here, because I want this measure to happen twice, I'm gonna click here, so it adds the end repetition, and this one in particular adds to the beginning of the bar, so like this. Now it will have the effect of getting here, repeating from there, and then moving on. So that's measures, or bar lines. And then all of these 3 are what are called markers. So markers are specific images that you click, you create one, and it goes after your mouse until you place them. So as you can see there, I can place them, replace them, delete them as well. Right now, for example, I want just one of these mezzo forte right here. I could put crescendo if I wanted, etc. Then the other type of markers are the Orff instruments. I can, for example, place this here, this over there, just an example, and another one, for example, this one right here. Finally, we can also place sections. So, for example, this is section A, and for example, this is section B. These are, of course, examples. So, we already have all the writing done. As you can see, it's really easy to just write a very quick score. And now it just has to be in sync with the audio. So how do we do this? First, we have to load the audio itself. For that, we can go here, settings, general settings, because it applies to everything, and carregar audio means load audio. I can go through all of those in a second. Then we just load, and now we have those two folders that we saw in the beginning. You just click in audio and the recording is right here. We click import, we have an alert saying that the audio was imported correctly, so we click OK. And now we can already press play. I mean, it's gonna be strange, however, I just want to show what happens. Okay, so we could see several things here. First of all, the software already detected how long each note should be. However, it detected it using its own measurements, not the actual music. That's because the software is not aware how fast the music is, for example, of the tempo changes. It's not when it starts, so it knows when the audio starts, but not when the actual music starts, which is, in this particular recording, is with a slight delay. Right now, we are in what's called automatic mode. So the software is calculating all of the length of these figures automatically. To set the speed and the initial delay, we can go to settings, automatic mode, and set that. So I knew beforehand that this is about 100 BPM and it starts with a 0.8 delay. So save, and now, as you can see, it's gonna be much closer. Okay, so that was much better. However, you could see that right here, it started to get out of sync. That's because me in the recording started to speed up, which doesn't say anything great about my playing. However, it happens. So for that, to solve it, we want to set the duration of each figure manually, because we don't know if the recording is going to speed up or slow down at any point. For that, all we have to do is to enable manual selection, and then this play button right here actually lets you set the duration of each figure by pressing the key F in your keyboard. So I'm gonna do that right now. We have a warning saying that if we already recorded some durations, they will be deleted because it's going to be recorded on top of them. Right now I didn't record anything, so I'm just going to say confirm, and then it automatically starts. I'm pressing right now the F key each time I want the figure to advance. And now, if I press play, it will save the durations that I manually set just now. As you could see, I could have done the setting a little bit better, slightly earlier, but you could see that it was much more in sync now than it was before. That's because he was playing what I just recorded right here. If you want to record a new one, you can press here and it will warn you. Right now I don't want to do that. And every time you press play, it will highlight with the timing that you last set when you last clicked here. That is basically all it is. I can just quickly show a couple of more features. If you unselect it and press play, it will again detect with the settings that we set a bit ago with the 100 BPM and 0.8. You can change at any time by going to the settings. And if you enable manual selection again, it will actually still remember what you did. So this is the setting that I last made, the durations that I last made. Now, finally, we can go over the settings. Right now, there are no manual mode settings. There is nothing we need to change about that. Automatic mode is we already went. And general settings, you can load the audio and then you can add measures and remove measures. I can show that. For example, if I want to add 2 measures, save, we go here and suddenly we have 2 more measures. Now I don't need that for anything right now, so definitions, general, and then remove measures. I can just choose 2, save, and they were removed. And finally, we have the save options. To save, all we have to do is click save, name the project, for example, test, save that. We have an alert saying project saved. And now we can close the program. And suddenly, we have here in projects, we can open that. We don't necessarily need to, but we can check that it's right here, and test is here. This is the way that the software records all the information about what we just created. We are not going to touch that. You don't need to open these projects folders. That's only for RhythmoMaker to read. And now if we open it again, we can go to open, choose the project, click on project. We have right here test. That's the name we chose, .save, open. We have an alert saying that the audio was imported correctly. So it actually saves the audio that you uploaded. It saves as well the settings, both automatic and manual. So it still can calculate automatically based on the settings that we used, 100 and 0.8, and it still remembers the duration, the different durations that we created the last time we used manual selection. So you can just take that old folder, I can show there. You can just take this folder, put it in a cloud or pen drive, for example, and take it to any computer, and it will take both the audio and the projects. So you can run RhythmoMaker on any computer you'd like.